Hey guys, day 7 on the Iceland expedition, and you're joining me at the very top, the northeast of Iceland, and this is the Arctic Henge, like a Stonehenge of rocks on this very top of the island. There's the lighthouse just over there, which is I think the most northerly tip, not too far below the Arctic Circle. So we're only within throwing distance of the Arctic Circle really up here. But night is mild. This is a vast stone structure that they've obviously built to try and attract people up into this northeast corner of Iceland, where it is definitely quieter. Not too many people roam up here, but we've headed up here. I came this way on the GS many years ago, or a few years ago, and I just really like the quietness, the quaintness up here. And we just stayed in that town down there. I'll put the name up in text because I can't pronounce it. So we're just staying in there at a hotel. These little lonely outpost towns are very interesting. You always almost wonder how they survive, how they came to fruition, and why people stay or why people leave, because they really are quite out on a limb. And this is summer. Can you imagine it in winter when you've only got 3 or 4 hours of daylight? You know, snow everywhere, and it must be a totally different existence. I think there is an all year round tourist trade coming for the Northern Lights, etc. But it must be a very stark place to be in winter. Today's been, well, a good day of riding, let's say. Let's start with some footage. We came out from Lake Mavatin east. We dropped down and rode east, and then up along Dettifrost, the great waterfalls that thunder down the ravine. Dramatic place. The road along to get there is quite a washboard surface, nice and easy, but not the most excited. We ventured north, aiming for this place, and we found a track on the map, which I thought, yep, let's give it a go. And we gave it a go. We did indeed give it a go. And we did this track, and we rode it, and we came across some obstacles that we had to conquer, and everyone dug deep and helped each other out, and we got ourselves across through the little tricky stretches and the sand and the water. And I've got to be honest, it was a bit of an adventure, a slightly risky adventure, but risk is adventure, isn't it? Or adventure is risk. Without risk, you can't really have an adventure. This certainly had an element of risk to it. The type of terrain we were riding, the massive expanse, it was probably like a 40-mile trek, or track, which doesn't sound a lot, but it is when you're going slow through deep sand. So a very interesting track, and we all got through in one piece. A few drops, but nothing calamitous, and great reward. What I would say, you know, if I was to offer any insight into adventure motorcycling from this day on the bike, it is that the marketeers and the industry and the riders have sold themselves up shit creek without a paddle. They really have. Like, I followed Paul. Paul's on a 790 KTM adventure with hard luggage on, you know, the epitome of motorcycle adventure travel. And that bike on a lane like that, where there was challenge to be faced, was just entirely a liability for somebody who's got a moderate level of ability. Yes, people with great levels of ability would be able to pilot that bike down that lane, no problems at all. But for mere mortals, the hindrance, the hesitancy that big bike caused was just, you know, it was a real struggle. And the problem is, once that weight goes against you, you lose your confidence, and then the weight gets heavier, and the confidence drops, and the weight gets heavier, and down the spiral goes. Versus some people on the CRFs, on the Vosges, on the Himalayas, who probably had the same ability as Paul, probably even less ability than Paul, and less confidence than Paul. But they were on bikes that enabled them to do a track like that without any great fear of having a calamity. So, you know, the marketeers will sell adventure bikes as being mid-capacity 700cc. You know, the industry, people on Facebook will say, well, why don't you get a Tenere 700? Or why don't you get a 790 KTM? Why don't you downsize from a GS 1200 to a KTM 790? Well, because the reality is that those bikes are still bloody heavy in the wrong terrain. And, you know, and it's a real fool's errand. It really is, putting people on bikes as big as that to go adventure riding. Yes, great road tourers. Yes, great gravel track bikes. But if you think you're going to buy a bike like that and go proper adventure, certainly solo, you're really barking up the wrong tree. You do want something smaller, because those guys on the smaller bikes, they could do it. They could do it safely and with enjoyment. Whereas on a big bike, you're just holding your nose all the time, waiting to drop it. So it was a good day. It was a good realization, a good reminder that having the right bike will take you places that having the wrong bike just won't. So think wisely when you're choosing your big adventure bike or your small adventure bike. Think what are you going to do with it, where you're going to ride, who you're going to be riding with, and make a logical decision based on your ability and what you want to get out of riding. So that was a good day. It was a good eye-opener. It sharpened the senses, and we've finished the day off with a nice dinner in the restaurant attached to, well, above the hotel. So day 7 of Icelandic adventure. We've had some rough trails and some nice fish and chips. So a bit of everything. And so from this weird, bizarre art installation at the very top of Iceland, how many people will see this? Not many, given how many people are up here. But you've got to admire the desire to attract new people to this part of the world, because it must be a struggle to keep them. It really must. Like the wilderness of winter must break many souls, make many hearts. So I shall welcome you to this northeast of Iceland and say, don't rule it out. It's not as glamorous as some of the other places on the tourist map, but I think it adds great intrigue being out off the beaten track. You know, this is where you find different stories, different things. So yeah. All right, take it easy. Cheers, bye.